from 40 hadith, and the question goes as follows. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Shouldn't shafa'ah be for all believers and not only for those in need of shafa'ah, just because it is a type of special treatment and privilege that anyone would be happy to enjoy? Why it has to be based on need for it and not just a relation to the prophets?
Who is the one who doesn't need?
I think the question is implying that the person understands that they need it.
Everyone needs shafa'ah. But shafa'ah has different levels. We all need shafa'ah. Shafa'ah for forgiveness, of course. Maybe some people, their sins are forgiven, but they can receive shafa'ah for going to higher levels, inshallah. So the maybe basic level of shafa'ah is for sinners, as we have hadith ادخرت شفاعتي لأهل الكبائر من أمتي. I have saved my shafa'ah for those who have committed major sins in my ummah. But this is the basic level of shafa'ah. Otherwise, we hope, inshallah, that everyone would benefit from shafa'ah of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt, and even our great ulama, they would, inshallah, benefit, and in return, they also help other people. Everyone would help people who are lower, who have some kind of connection with them in dunya. So shafa is not a relation that starts in the hereafter. Shafa is the fruit of the relation which is established in dunya. I hope I didn't miss what was the question. Otherwise, you can they can send the question, inshallah, again.
Yes. Perhaps they can send the question again. But I think the need here is the realization of that need. If somebody doesn't ask for shafa'ah, do they get shafa'ah?
Who doesn't ask for shafa'ah? Because I don't think there is anyone who doesn't ask for shafa'ah unless someone is arrogant. Because every person who is a mu'min would ask for shafa'ah, would ask for help. I'm not very clear about what is the question. If someone knows even very little, would know that there is such a thing as shafa'ah and would ask for it. Unless there is, na'udhu billah, a kind of pride, which I don't think it's what the question is about.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Go to the next question.
I might be totally missing the question, so please, whoever has the question, explain and tell me what was the question. Yes. But so far, I think it was good, inshallah, at least to some extent. My answer, inshallah, I hope helped, but it might be not exactly what you want. Thank you for the question.
Yes. So, inshallah, we'll go to the next one.
Yes.
There is a story mentioned about someone speaking bad about Karl Marx because he has misguided many people.
Yes.
But even if we put the aspect of being nice in speech aside, is there any reason to consider someone like Karl Marx bad just because he developed certain ideas and put them down in writing? I think very few people whom we normally consider good have worked so much and sacrificed so much for their ideas without getting any profit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we put it as someone's fault that their ideas are imperfect and cause problems when interpreted and implemented, especially when they have no access to the perfect ideology. Also, the experience of discussing implementing those ideas made humanity develop through experience and move a step forward. Capitalist states were forced to include some social support systems, workers, farmers, and socialist states got dignity and respect. People got access to mass education, etc. His critique of capitalism is still useful today. Is there a possibility of passing moral judgment about any thinker because of his thought and expressing it, if we suppose there is no other major thing to accuse them of?
The son-in-law of Ayatollah Beheshti Rahmatullah Alayh, who is himself a cleric, he says that with Ayatollah Beheshti we were passing by the grave of Marx or Engels, I don't remember which of them, founders of Marxism and materialism in this form of Marxism. And something rude was said about that person, either Marx or Engels. And Ayatollah Beheshti was unhappy and said, you shouldn't speak in this way. Because we must use very polite language, even with respect to the people that we are sure they have made big mistakes or big crimes. Because language is more than being relevant to what you are talking about, it's relevant to you. If you use impolite language, it doesn't suit you. Forget whom you are talking about. It's a very important point. Like, for example, if I want to move something or remove something, I have to take, for example, a stick with my hand and move or remove it. But I am holding this stick or this object with my hand, so it has to be clean. Unfortunately, some people think that with bad people we can use bad language, not knowing that you are polluting yourself, showing disrespect to yourself. It's a kind of harming yourself. Islamically, you cannot harm yourself and you cannot harm others. So, the idea of Ayatollah Beheshti was that you don't have right to use rude language, bad language, even about someone who has founded a school of thought that may have caused misguidance of many people. We don't judge about people, even them we cannot make the judgment, Allah will make the judgment, but for sure we can say that this idea that they introduced was wrong. What Allah is going to do with them, it's up to Him. But we can say this is wrong, otherwise we would end with relativism and we have to suspend all our judgments. Neither we rush in judgment, so as soon as someone disagrees with us, we say, you are wrong, you are bad. No. Nor we totally stop judging and say, even if someone has misguided millions of people and made them atheist, we don't know, was it good or bad? No, we say this idea was bad. We don't judge about their intention, we don't judge about their situation in the hereafter, but we can say this idea was wrong. I totally disagree with this idea. But I don't use bad language. We have to be very polite. And I always say that the believers, especially we are talking about the followers of Ahlul Bayt, we have to be the most polite people in the world. This is my understanding. I don't like rude language. Even if it is about shaitan. There is no one worse than shaitan. We don't use rude language. We use a language which suits our dignity and honor as well as the other person. If it's a human being, it's a creation of Allah. Even if the other person is shaitan who doesn't deserve any respect, at least I don't use bad language. And this is why we see that uh, our ulama are very careful about their words, their language. And please also remember that politeness is a matter that can change in time, in cultures. So maybe if something is very polite in one culture, you cannot say it in another culture. There are expressions that maybe in the time of Jahiliyyah was okay, but Islam didn't permit. And maybe there were expressions that in the first few centuries were okay, but later were not okay. Maybe there are things that right now in one part of the world is okay, in another part is not okay. Since we need now to be global citizens of the world, I think we have to now speak in the way that no one would be offended. So you have to find the most polite way according to all cultures, so that inshallah you would be giving a good example to everyone. Even God, inshallah, help us, because maybe there are things that now we say, and after 50 years, people would find it difficult. They say, oh, this is not polite, or this is not good. I hope they are, inshallah, understanding when we said this, but this is one of my worries, that how we are going to be judged later. Inshallah, Allah would help us and would give them also fair judgment, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Sheikhna.
You are welcome.
So, Sheikhna, we have come to the greetings, and inshallah, followed by